Everyone's already fighting for toilet paper, and now you're gonna bring Beavis coming back going, give me teepee, teepee for my bunghole. Now buying it either for quarantine or for cornholio. Are you threatening me? Yes, you threatening my booty. I need this teepee. Hi, I'm Andre. Yeah, we're gonna talk about this. Yeah. Settle down, Beavis. We're coming back. Come to Butt-Head. Beavis and Butt-Head are coming back. Beavis and Butt-Head returning with 2 new seasons and spinoffs at Comedy Central. Creator Mike Judge will oversee the updated series with a plan already in place for spinoffs and specials of the former MTV pop culture phenomenon, and reimagine the franchise as part of a sizable deal that includes a 2-season order. So they've already bought 2 seasons of this thing, and there are also plans for additional spinoffs and specials. Now, they did do a new set of episodes of Beavis and Butt-Head. I feel a few years ago, they put out some newer episodes. This is going to air on Comedy Central. It's still MTV Studios, but Comedy Central will be airing these new episodes. Nothing yet, I think, of when exactly they're gonna start. They're probably working on it right now. Maybe just worked out the deal. MTV, Comedy Central, of course, in the same Viacom family. So it makes sense that MTV is making it, but that it's going to be on Comedy Central. Oh, and just so you know, Mike Judge is going to do the voice of Beavis and Butt-Head again. I did grow up on Beavis and Butt-Head in the 90s. It was definitely a show that I watched, probably more than I should. I was a big fan of this show. It used to get me in trouble. My parents, I don't think, were Beavis and Butt-Head fans. I don't think they were into me liking this series too much. They never really saw the show too much. What usually happened, the show would air at night a lot of times. It would air like late at night. So a lot of times what I would do is I would kind of stay up and I would watch Beavis and Butt-Head, but because it would be on late, I would fall asleep. And sometimes when I would fall asleep, I would accidentally forget to turn off my television. And usually after Beavis and Butt-Head, you would get a lot of music videos. And music videos on MTV after midnight, it used to be a little bit more, you know, not like dirty, but like definitely more mature, or you would get a lot of like hard rock, like Headbangers Ball, if anyone remembers that, used to air a lot of times after Beavis and Butt-Head. So you gotta imagine a black parent coming into their son's bedroom and all of a sudden hearing, and they'd be like, you listen to that devil worshiping music? I was like, no, I was watching Beavis and Butt-Head. Me and my friends, we'd always do the impressions. We'd always would put the shirt over the head. Give me teepee. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. We're gonna score. I got you, babe. Now I kind of see why my parents didn't like me watching this show, because I was probably doing this all the time. Walking around the house going, breaking the law, and doing like that. Like that. I see why my parents was like, you need to stop watching that. Turn it off. Go watch Doug. Bring that show back too. But the Nickelodeon version, not the Disney version. It was just stupid. I mean, the show was just stupid, but it was fun. And it wasn't just Beavis and Butt-Head. You also had Mr. Van Driesen. You also had their neighbor, Beavis and Butt-Head, and the principal, you Beavis and Butt-Head, and let's settle down and you know, and Beavis and Butt-Head, what is your malfunction? Like all the characters. And of course, Daria, who then spun off into her own show, which I'm gonna talk about that a little bit as well. And of course, back in the day, there was the Beavis and Butt-Head movie, Beavis and Butt-Head Do America, which I saw in theaters. I really enjoyed that movie. I still love that movie. Roller coaster, say what? So Beavis and Butt-Head, definitely a thing I grew up with. So it's gonna be interesting to see it get rebooted. Beavis and Butt-Head will enter a whole new Gen Z world with meta themes that are said to be relatable to both new fans who may be unfamiliar with the original series and old. So they're trying to do something where it's the Beavis and Butt-Head you know and love, or in some people's cases even hated, but now in our current world. Now, I'm gonna say it, I'm all excited about it, but I know how some fans can be. And the moment you tell your fans, we're gonna take the thing you love from back in the day and put some new spins on it based on current themes. I don't know why with some franchises they can update, and I'm like, there's not gonna be a problem, but I could totally see, I'm not trying to judge the show, the brand, or its fans, but I just look at Beavis and Butt-Head as one of those shows where, for some people, if you don't hit that nostalgia bone the exact same way you did when this show came out in the 90s, I can already see the, oh, that's not my Beavis. Beavis and Butt-Head used to actually have a lot of interesting commentary about society at the time, particularly for the MTV generation. I mean, it was on MTV. That was always their thing, just again, through these dumb idiots. So it makes sense that they would definitely look at the themes of today to do that. I'm giving it hope. Mike Judge has always made some good, content with Beavis and Butt-Head, King of the Hill, Office Space. So, I think that he can definitely do some good commentary that obviously poke fun at our current generation. That's the same thing I want for Animaniacs. Animaniacs is supposedly, I haven't heard any new news on that yet, but Animaniacs is supposed to come back on Hulu at some point. So I'm hoping the same thing for that it's that same style of Animaniacs, but obviously making fun of the things we know about today. I see the same thing happening with Beavis and Butt-Head. My only thing about it being on Comedy Central, does that mean we're not going to get the music videos? Because as much as people love Beavis and Butt-Head, the cartoons, the shorts, I always loved the music video stuff. Like, that was always the fun stuff. That's where I found music videos and bands I never heard of before. I mean, that's how I found about, Primus and Guar. Those dances they would do all the time. They'd be like, and like that. And then when Butthead shake his butt, yeah, and then they do that. So I'm wondering if we're gonna get all of that stuff. That was some terrible Beavis and Butthead dancing that I probably should not have done, and now that's just public. I just hope that the music video stuff doesn't go away just because it's on Comedy Central. I hope that they still are able to incorporate that in some way. I'm pretty sure a lot of it has to do with just the licensing. You know, if you want to keep using a song, you gotta pay up. You know how the music industry is. Anyone that makes videos on YouTube understands how the music industry can be when it comes to reusing their songs. Obviously, making the original shorts, making the cartoons, you ain't gotta pay nobody but whoever made the show for that. But maybe they'll do something with, I don't know. I mean, I don't want them to do anything with like viral videos or YouTube videos or something like that. I feel like I don't need that, but I could see them doing that. In addition to Beavis and Butt-Head, a few days ago, they also announced that they are rebooting, or I guess spinning off / rebooting Jodie, who, the black girl from Daria. I think that's the only way I can say it. La 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 la. Daria spinoff starring Tracee Ellis Ross lands at Comedy Central. So MTV is working again with Comedy Central to do a brand new series called Jodie, and it's going to feature Jodie from Daria. Tracee Ellis Ross is going to be the voice of Jodie in the new series because it's going to be an adult Jodie, and satirize workplace culture, which is very interesting because nobody's at a workplace right now. What it's like to be in the workplace post-college. Obviously going to be some discussions about being a woman, being a black woman, kind of in the same vein of Daria, you know, same thing of just that commentary about society that Daria was so good with, having that sort of sarcastic look at the world. I think we're gonna get something similar to that, but obviously now through the perspective of Jodie. Jodie was an interesting character, being one of the two black kids at their school, and they always would have little like subtle commentary to put about that. So I think it's gonna be interesting to see an entire series based after her character now in the future. And I'm wondering if we are gonna get some cameos from either Daria or some of the other characters from that series. They're saying that it's gonna be what they're hoping the start of a Daria universe, where they might be looking at spin-offs and specials of maybe other Daria characters. And they even said, or just honoring the history of MTV animation. So it seems like MTV Studios is really trying to ramp up bringing back the animation they used to do back in the day. Because if you remember, MTV was real strong on the animation. They had Beavis and Butt-Head, they had Daria, they had Liquid Television, Aeon Flux, The Max, The Head, Clone High. Oh, Celebrity Deathmatch. How could I forget Celebrity Deathmatch? So maybe they're just trying to build that up again. And it seems to make sense that they want to try to build it up on Comedy Central, because Comedy Central, of course, already has South Park. But Comedy Central also shows reruns of King of the Hill and The Cleveland Show. And I actually used to watch The Cleveland Show. And there's been a lot of talk about Cleveland in the last few days. That's the rule. You can have a discussion about The Voice if you actually watch The Cleveland Show. Like I did. I'm just playing. But anyway, ooh, I'm gonna get some dislikes for that. Comedy Central has also been showing repeats of BoJack Horseman. So they are getting a lot of animation over there. So they're gonna have like an animation block. You know, I'm wondering if Comedy Central is trying to make their own Adult Swim. This is what I think is. I think they're making their own Adult Swim. This is what's going on. We're on to you, Comedy Central. You're making your own Adult Swim. Let's see what you're doing here. So yeah, man, I am excited about Beavis and Butt-Head. I want to see some new episodes, but please, 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 please let them do music videos. Are you excited for Beavis and Butt-Head? Did your parents let you watch it? Are you a Beavis fan or a Butt-Head fan? Which one were you more of a fan of? And which Daria character do you feel needs to have their own spinoff after Jodie? Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like what you see here, please subscribe. And just so you know that this video was made during my Twitch live stream. So in addition to checking out my videos here on YouTube, make sure you follow me on Twitch as well. Twitch.tv/BlackNerdGames, where I mostly play games, but occasionally talk about things like this. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Yeah. Shut up, Beavis. I'm trying to finish the video. Yeah. Breaking the law.